During the time where we can be heard. All right, sweet. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this started. Hey guys, Chris from CR2 here, coming to you from the CR2 headquarters for what is the first of hopefully many CR2 live streams. All right. Wanted to get on here to give you guys an update of what's been going on here at CR2. With what's going on now, what's been going on in the past, what's going on in the near future, and then go ahead and open the floor up to answer some questions, because I know we get bombarded all the time, especially with questions about the Light Fighter course, questions about prerequisites, equipment, signing up for it, those kind of things. So let's go ahead and let's get started, guys. All right, first and probably the most pertinent has been what has been going on with the websites lately. So give you guys a little bit of a backstory. For those of you that have been around the longest, CR2 originally started off with the website hosted by Square, what's also known now as Squarespace. Okay, we went to Square because they could host us for e-commerce and they could host us for our domain. And initially, we only taught classes before we did anything else, and so it worked out really, really well for us. And they had simple website builders, simple page builders, and that's what we did. Well, when we started to add things on, they dropped us. All right, so we still had our domain with them, but they no longer would allow us to process payments. They no longer would allow us to post any kind of or sell any kind of product on there. And so we had to look for another e-commerce platform, and we ended up going over to Ecwid. Ecwid was one of two e-commerce platforms that would allow you to have firearm related sales. And guys, I know we never actually sold firearms, but anything related to firearms is a big no-no in most of the e-commerce scene. So that's why we've had this CR2 Shooting Solutions kind of landing page or home page, and then we also had CR2 supply cage. So that's when the CR2 supply cage emerged, was when we went over to Ecwid. And this was like two and a half years ago. Ecwid served us well for a while, but ultimately there were some limitations with Ecwid. All right. It was advised to us for us to look at another e-commerce platform, and so we did, and we found one, but that has been a long and arduous process to switch over to this new platform for our e-commerce needs. And ultimately, we've been split across 3 websites for a little while for our landing page, and then our 2 essentially e-commerce platforms. So some of you guys have actually found our new website because it's been technically posted for like almost a year, and it's been kind of confusing for some of you guys. So that being said, we have our new landing page, our new website, which is on a shorter domain. It's actually CR2ss.com. Okay, so if you guys have found that one, that's great. If you're still working off the old CR2 Shooting Solutions, that's fine. It's because it's now being forwarded over to the new website. Okay, so no big deal. The new website's up, the old website's down. It's all being forwarded over to the new website. Now, fast forward to e-commerce. We've also acquired a new e-commerce provider, and the new e-commerce site is up. That's come with growing pains also, although ultimately it is the way of the future for us. So CR2 Supply Cage has migrated. You guys have been on there recently. You found the new CR2 Supply Cage, and it has a shorter domain also. So CR2supply.com. We talked about that earlier this week with the video that was posted and the reel that was posted that you guys saw. So if you guys are still trying and you're finding the old website, don't worry, it's all being forwarded over to the new website. I know there were some issues earlier this week. Sometimes you guys are getting that 404 warning. And honestly, that's just some of the growing pains of transferring stuff over. But you guys, if you're getting any kind of errors or running into any mistakes, just reach out to us. I'm usually available. We'll get it figured out. But it looks to be working good now. I think we finally have figured out most, if not all, the issues, and we have gotten the new e-commerce site up and running, and I think it's working a whole lot better than the old one. The next thing that we have going on, which I think is going to be one of the biggest reasons for us to have switched over to the new e-commerce platform, is a live inventory. So before with Equid and before with Square, we had to update our inventory like ourselves. We had to update it. And so what that caused a lot of times was a not accurate inventory. And now our wholesaler will be linked going forward. It's not yet, but soon it will be linked to our website. So what that means is you guys will actually be able to find a more accurate inventory for what's available. Because I know a lot of times you guys get on the website and you're like, hey, these guys don't have shit. All right, they don't have nothing available that I'm looking for at this moment in time. Really, the biggest thing we have always available is probably ammo, especially if it's that Norma ammo, because Norma's really close nearby and they can get us our ammo really, really quick. But a lot of stuff like Badger, some of the Leupold scopes, things like that, we are out of stock on a lot of times, or we have limited supply on limited types of items. So we're going to have a more up-to-date inventory on that stuff very soon and be able to get those supplies out to you guys a lot more regular, and we're looking forward to that. So bear with us. That should be happening really, really, really soon. All right, guys, Light Fighter course. So we have another Light Fighter course coming up next week. This will be the third iteration, I think, here in the States. It's run 4 or 5 times, 6 times, whatever, something along those lines in total. The first couple of them will run overseas, and but we're offering, this is the first one here in Georgia. Okay, so we're now running these at the AGI training facility, used to be known as the NSA training facility, that's butted up to the south side of what was Fort Benning and now is Fort Moore. All right, this training facility is super cool because it gives us the opportunity of having an urban facility also, along with long range and a rural training facility. So AGI is a really cool training facility, and it's our home facility. So it's right outside of our back door, and it's, you know, it's somewhere where I can actually go home at the end of the night. So I'm looking kind of forward to that, sleeping with my wife in my own bed at the end of the night. I love going out and seeing you guys and traveling and seeing new places, meeting new people, but it would be nice to be able to be at home at the end of the day. Like I said, that is in Cusseta, Georgia, right on the south side of Fort Benning, and it's a really cool training facility. We are going to eventually be opening up lodging available on site. Right now, you guys will need to stay in Columbus, Georgia, which is just a few minute drive away from the actual training facility. Nice thing about Columbus, Georgia is it's a very large city. There's lots of lodging options for you guys, lots of food options, shopping, and that kind of stuff. If that's the kind of things you need, you can fly right into the Columbus airport. I think it's American Airlines, or I know Delta fly directly in. If you guys don't want to pay the couple extra bucks to fly into Columbus, you can fly into the Atlanta airport, and then it's about an 1.5-hour drive. So I think that's a really cool and unique opportunity and really cool training facility. Shout out to the guys at AGI for supporting us, allowing us to train there. Next thing with the Light Fighter course, a lot of you guys have been wondering, and like, hey, what's up with this prerequisite for precision rifle training? All right, I need a precision rifle certificate in order to come and train. You know, it's kind of hard because this isn't a level 1 precision rifle course, and so we need guys to have level 1 training to come to this course because we don't have time to train everybody on level 1. And so we put that prerequisite in there so that way it's not holding up the class while we're teaching people level 1 skill sets. All right. Most people have reached out, they've asked, and we've been able to accommodate here and there because, you know, they've gone through training with either the military or they've gone over to this training facility, so on and so forth. Biggest thing, guys, is this course, all right, is it got DMR style engagements. Okay, this is not an ELR engagement. This is not a PRS competition. This is not a sniper course or anything like that. If you want to bring out a 14.5-inch 5.56 gun with match grade ammunition and a 1x8 on top of it, you will be well suited in this course. All right, this is the light fighter course. This is not the sniper course or anything like that. Although the skill sets that you might have gained going to a sniper course will suit you well in this course. If you do want to bring a sniper rifle to this course, by all means. If you don't mind carrying it, great. All right. We just are not teaching level 1 marksmanship at this course. And that's just something that we had to put into place so that way we had people showing up with the correct level of training, and it's not slowing up the flow of the course. We do cover, I don't want to call them advanced skills because advanced marksmanship is kind of a misnomer. It confuses people. But we do cover a little bit of wind training. We call it gunfighter wind. We do cover some positional training, and we do cover some team communication training, all on day 1. Now, because there has been so many questions, because people do need some help, if they do want to come to the class, what we have opened up for you guys is a precision rifle basics training the day before the light fighter course. All right, so now when you guys go on to the CR2 supply cage to sign up for the course, what you'll find is an option to select an additional day of training. I understand it makes training 4 days long, and we're trying to work with you guys and do what we can so that way as many people can come to the course and we're not excluding anybody. So now when you go on there, you'll see the option to add, or you have to choose yes or no. It's the only way we could do it, really. But you'll have to choose yes or no. Do you want to add on an additional day of training to get a precision rifle basics? That'll allow you to come in the day before. You can train with us for a day. We can get you that basics of precision rifle training that you would need to be successful in the course. That way you can go on and go throughout the rest of the course and be successful. All right. So that's what we've afforded you now. That's available for the next couple courses, and we'll probably, if that is a successful thing, we'll carry it forward on into the future. All right. For those of you that have already signed up for this course next week or for the course in May, I know you can't go back and pay again to go through the course, and we don't want to have to process a bunch of refunds just for you to pay again and so on and so forth. So I've already had somebody call and ask this question. It's pretty simple. Essentially what you're paying for is an additional day's worth of range fees. So if you go on the CR2 supply cage, or aka CR2supply.com, when you get into instruction, you'll see the 3 courses or 4 courses that are on there. And then underneath you'll see private instruction. And then underneath that you'll see range fees. All right. Click on range fees. And then when you get into range fees, click on AGI. All right. It will charge you $100. That's the same cost of you to add the 1 day of training to the light fighter course. Okay, you'll be able to check out with 1 day's worth of range fees. All right, and we can add that to the training that you've already paid for the light fighter course. All right, so if you've already signed up back when we were with the other e-commerce site, and you now say, hey, I really should come and get some of that precision rifle basics training before I go into the light fighter course, go on there, pay for the additional day of training all by itself. We'll add that to your enrollment, and you'll be good to go. All right, that goes for this course that's going to start next week, and that also goes for the course in May. All right, so we have made that available to you guys. All right, so I get a lot of questions about the packing list. Okay, get a lot of questions about the packing list. Hey, is it really required for us to bring this? Is it really required for us to bring that? And so on and so forth. Yes. Although we understand that not every single person has every single piece of equipment. A lot of you guys come to these courses with friends. Okay? The intent is that you will come with some prerequisite knowledge of this equipment, because this is an employment course. We are not teaching every person how to fly a drone, just like we're not teaching every person level 1 precision rifle training. We are not teaching every person how to turn a radio on, and we are not teaching every person how to use ATAC for the first time, and so on and so forth. What we are teaching you is how to take these things and employ them, all right, in this manner. All right, it's more of an employment course. At least that's the way I look at it. So if you already own these pieces of equipment, you'll have some prerequisite knowledge. We can tune you up a little bit, teach you how to employ these pieces of equipment in this manner. Okay? Now, if you are lacking a piece of equipment, we ask that you reach out to us so that way we can be aware of it. But let's say you're coming with a buddy, all right? If you want to share some of these pieces of equipment, that's okay. Well, you don't expect every single one of you to go out and buy, multiple thousands of dollars worth of equipment. We also don't expect everybody to have spent thousands of dollars buying all this equipment. There's places like Marketplace where you can find a lot of this stuff for really, really affordable. A lot of guys are like, hey, I'm an iPhone user, and you say I have to have a Samsung. Well, that's because ATAC and ITAC don't necessarily agree with each other. ATAC is a lot better of a platform. But if you are going to go out and buy a brand new Samsung S20 whatever, that's a foolish venture, and we would recommend you go to Marketplace and buy a couple-year-old S20, because you could probably find one for $100, $150 rather than a $1,000 brand new Samsung phone. That's what we did. All right. Same thing with drones. You can buy a few-year-old, Mini Air 3 from DJI on Marketplace for a couple $100, or you could go buy, as you can see here, I don't know if it'll focus or not, but a brand new Mavic 3 Pro for $3,000. It's up to you guys. The Mavic 3 Pro is going to do really, really good for you, but it's not necessary for this course. We had some guys come through the last course, and they bought the $200 Best Buy special or Walmart special, and they actually did really, really phenomenal. So, there's a lot of options out there. There's even the possibility for you guys to build drones. We're working on an online course that will actually show off some of that kind of stuff. We've been recording it for a while. It's a slow process because we don't want to put up bad information to you guys. But if you guys want to build a drone and bring it to the course, by all means, do that. That would be great. I know Chris, the other Chris Rance, he's got some FPV drones that he's built that you guys will use in the course, especially when we do some of that payload delivery stuff. So that's a great option too. You can save a lot of money with a home-built drone. There's nothing saying that you have to spend thousands of dollars on brand new equipment. All right, guys. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer that. All right. Last but not least, you've probably heard or seen comments about the Hindsight Creative. So that's kind of more of a passion project that's been evolving for a while. It's something that I've been working on. With running this business at CR2, we have a lot of needs for digital media. You guys are looking at digital media right now. Part of the reason why this video looks as crispy as it does is because of high-end digital media. If this audio sounds good, which I can't hear it, but if it does sound good, it's because of digital media and digital media equipment. So, we've had to put a lot of effort into it over a while, and I'm actually going to school to learn about digital cinematography. It's been a passion of mine for a long time. Started with photography back in high school, back when I used to ride BMX. I know a lot of you probably don't believe that. I was a skinnier person at one point in time. And it has evolved. There's been a need for this business, and essentially Hindsight Creative is starting to fill that need. Eventually, the Hindsight Creative will be a fully encompassing digital media company. But we are building that out right now, and that's what that is. So if you are starting to hear the rumblings of that, or you've seen that, we're starting to build out that portfolio, and eventually all the digital media needs for even CR2 will be fulfilled by the future Hindsight Creative. All right, so that's what that is. Wanted to give you guys a little peek under the hood of what has been going on here at CR2. All right, so before we wrap up the first live stream here, what questions do we have? It looks like we got a couple comments here. This guy's pretty freaking handsome. Thank you, Sawyer. You've also seen me naked, so there's that. He's pretty cool. I'll give him that, Brandon. I appreciate that. You're not too bad yourself. And we do love your chubby cheeks. Oh, see, I don't know why it's not scrolling to the bottom for me, Luke. I have to figure this out. Luke was giving me a thumbs up on audio, and I wasn't seeing it. I ended up having to text him and ask him how the audio was, and he had already told me. All right. All right, guys, this is being recorded. It will be posted across all the media. So for those of you who are seeing this in the recorded version, go ahead, drop your comments down below. All right, appreciate you guys following, appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about Life Fighter or any of the courses, the stuff we have coming up, thanks on the audio, appreciate the comment. All right, we do have a question that just came in. How are your rifle rentals, and are they worth renting for a course? So rifle rentals, that's a good question. So a couple years back, we had a couple semi-autos built for the course. They were built by our friends out at Dawn of Defense up in North Georgia. Those are 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor builds, semi-autos, large frame gas guns. We do have some small frame JP rifles in 224 Valkyrie and also 223. And then we have, we also have high quality, at least I would think so, high quality 6.5 Creedmoor, 308 and 224 Valkyrie bolt action rifles available for people to rent too. If you've ever seen any of our posts from courses, or you've ever been to a course, the rifles that I demonstrate courses with are our rental rifles. Wow, that's hard to say. Okay, so I don't believe in bringing race guns to courses and then demonstrating with those, because that doesn't serve. He doesn't listen to us. It doesn't serve us well to demonstrate on race guns when that isn't necessarily what students will bring to courses. So I bring what I expect students might bring to courses, and those are our rifle rentals. So those run about $100 a course. Not about, they do. They run $100 a course. So if you guys need to rent a rifle, same thing when you go to instruction to sign up for a course, you can click on rifle rentals, pick out what you want, put it in there in the cart. You can also get on there and buy your ammo under the supply cage as well, and we will just bring it to the course for you. And so you can have your registration, your rifle rental, and your ammo all in one place. What other questions we got? And Luke has actually used one of our rifles, so thanks for asking that question, Luke. Although he missed targets when helping us with a demo. So, or was I not supposed to say that? Chad watched it, witnessed it, so did some other students. All right, guys, I'll give it another minute or two for questions, and then we'll go ahead and close this out. How's the scene look? You guys like it? Does it look good? Will this work? Is it frosty? Yes, no? No comment? All right. Well, we'll just take it for what it is. All right. I'll just assume the answer was yes. And then you guys like it. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Solid. All right. Thanks, Luke. At least Luke comments. Nobody else did. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for supporting. And we'll talk to you next time.